So a big part of nesting involves organizing and decorating, and our next guest is amazing at it. Interior designer Genna Margolis is here with us today, and she's going to show us how to style a bookshelf, which is actually pretty hard to do.
It is, yeah. I struggle with this.
So let's head on over and meet up with her.
Let's do it. Hi, Genna.
Hello.
Thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
We're very excited about this.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, so Genna is the owner of Shapeside, which is a full-service interior design firm here in Los Angeles. You've styled some gorgeous homes.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at some
Yeah, I
of
want
them.
to see these babies.
Okay.
All right, so first up, let's see what.
First up, this is Cookdrop Kitchen. It's actually a venue in Marina Del Rey that you rent out for actually places like FabFitFun, Hulu, Netflix, and it's also a kitchen and hosting area. And because it's in Marina Del Rey, the outside to the right of that window that you don't see is all tropical.
Oh, okay.
And my client Ashley, who owns Cookdrop, she's much more like rustic farmhouse. So again, sorry, not again. A happy medium is we decided to take the outside in and be inspired by the outside, but incorporate like farmhouse kind of textures. So that's why you see actually it's called faux bois, which is a fake wood wallpaper, but this is actually temporary. You can remove this. I got that from Target. So it's fancy but not. And that was kind of like the inspiration.
We love a good Target moment.
Very cool. Now tell us about this. We see some bookshelves here.
Okay,
Or some shelving.
This is actually very challenging because those bookshelves are actually like 3 feet high. This was for my client, Courtney. She is married with 3 kids. She loves the color blush, but we had to make it a little bit more neutral because it can't be super girly. This is a beautiful home in Brentwood. It has amazing ceilings, and really the inspiration behind this was she wanted it to feel really like open and airy. She wanted it to feel like interesting, but not weird.
Got
if
it.
that makes any sense.
Not too eccentric with too many
like
different pieces all over the place.
Exactly.
Especially when you have kids.
Yeah. She wants it to be easy. So this is actually my house.
When are we coming over?
Right?
Whenever you want. Just take your shoes off.
Done. I can do that.
Okay, so my home is in Hancock Park, and if you know anything about the area, it's actually has a lot of character. The homes are Spanish revivals, and the inspiration for this was I wanted it to, like, a part of my design really is to feel open and airy, welcoming, and to like work with the character of the home. So my inspiration for this really was I wanted to use a lot of vintage pieces, greenery.
I love the cactus.
Thank you. Again, like those are branches we actually like found like hiking.
Oh wow.
But I wanted it to feel like modern too, so it's a mix. It was a collaboration between me, myself, and I.
Very cool. So where do you find your inspiration when you're designing a new room?
I mean, you talked a little bit about this,
Yes.
but
So I would say it's a mix of my clients, what they want, my taste, and their actual houses. So a lot of times I'll be working in, for example, I've worked a lot in New York City. I work with a lot of clients who live in these super modern like rentals, and they're like, well, I just want like a farmhouse. So to actually do that would be a little weird. So it's the inspiration of how do I make what they want fit the actual place that I'm doing.
The space.
Yeah.
Right. And what advice do you have for someone who says, I want to redecorate, but I don't have the budget?
So I would say this is everyone's problem. No matter the budget. I would say that basically you want to have an overall goal and idea of what you want your house to be. And have a number in mind that you not necessarily have today, but will overall want to spend, even if it takes like 5 to 10 years from now, and decorate over time with the original goal in mind. So if it's a farmhouse, because I've been talking a lot about this, know that you're doing that, and yeah.
And just work toward, like, kind of work backwards almost.
Exactly.
Start with that end goal in mind.
Yes.
And then work towards it.
Exactly. And don't stray away, because if you do, your house starts to look messy.
Which is, I think, a little bit where I've ended up.
Yes.
Or that's where my mom would say I ended up. All right, so I'm really inspired by all of those beautiful photos. Let's head over to this really bare bookshelf we have
I'm
Okay.
very
and see
excited.
this in action.
Okay.
I see a lot of beautiful looking things here.
Okay, so to start, we clearly have a blank bookshelf.
Yes.
One of the most important things I will say, and I can't say this enough, I probably say it every day, is scaling is everything. So you really want to find pieces that really individually like fit the space, length, width, and depth-wise. That way you don't have to fill it with so many smaller things, which make it feel more cluttered.
Yep, that's
Right.
you just described my bookshelf.
So secondly, have an idea in mind, like the overall like vision of, do I want it all neutrals? Do I want neutrals with pops of color? Do I want primary colors? Keep that in mind when buying what you want. But for this, we're doing neutrals, pops of colors, as you can see, and bringing in natural textures to really make it feel warm.
Love that. And
So-
while we're doing this, if you guys have questions for Genna, make sure you're leaving them in the comment section.
Yeah, I have lots of answers.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of love already for your design spaces.
Okay. Well, thank you. So first, I'm going to start with the bottom. Naturally, when you look at a bookshelf, you don't go to the bottom shelf. So I like to waste that with things I don't really care about.
Makes
And
sense.
I'm not judging any of these.
They feel very
No
judged.
judgment.
They feel we're hurting
But I'm
their
going to go with something big that matches the background because it will fill the space and great. So
We
Natalie,
love you all equally.
why don't you bring me that circular
This guy?
thing? Yes.
Okay. Ooh, this is hefty.
Hefty.
I like it.
So we're gonna put this on the bottom here, and as you see, it perfectly fits, neutral, does its job.
Love
so
it.
as that's very structured, I like to, it's a balancing act. So
Yes.
if there's structure, sorry, I'm looking at you, I don't know. I don't know.
You're talking to all of us.
Okay, if it's with structure,
Yep.
take things like greenery, flowers to kind of like loosen it up. So I am going to do that and
Ooh.
put that next to it,
Easy.
right
I love the
here.
little squat in the skirt. Yes.
Yeah,
Very.
thank you.
Very
I don't know, is
delicate.
this camera ready? I'm not
Yes.
sure.
Nailed
Okay.
it.
Okay,
Ooh,
so
that's pretty.
next I put two things, one on each. So I like to make it versatile with the number of things I put per shelf too.
You don't want to just do
Okay.
the same thing
Yeah.
all the way up.
Because that's basic, right? Who wants to do that? So I'm going to take this
Ooh.
lovely logs right here,
Oh.
and I'm going to just center it in the middle.
And now, where can our audience find items like this? Where would you go to find items like this?
So I would say that if you have a big bookshelf, because this is actually pretty big, you want big pieces, I would highly recommend Crate & Barrel. They do everything much bigger scale. For smaller things, I would recommend Target, CB2, because they actually are the apartment size version of Crate & Barrel.
That's a great way to think about it. I never thought about that before.
Yeah. So like Target is great. I also like to like go online and even check like eBay, Etsy. They're all really great. And once you know the dimensions of like what you need,
Right.
everything makes a lot more sense. Okay.
All right, what's next?
What's next? So I'm trying to think what I want to do here. Okay, so now we need to make this a little bit more real.
All right,
So
I'm ready.
I guess bookshelves means books, right?
I guess, kind of.
So why don't, Natalie, you give me those two coffee table books.
These guys?
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
And we have a comment from Cami Bell who says, "Your home is beautiful and great tip, Genna. Thank you. I'm definitely on a budget."
Oh, great.
Cordial. Or at
Okay,
least
so
I am.
I like to always stack coffee table books. Again, the thicker the book, the better, because you get to use a lot less and spend less money. But I always like to finish it off with like an object or sculpture. So I'm going to take this here and add it on the top. Candles are always great for that. So again, like to mix it up. Natalie, why don't you hand me that vase?
This guy?
Yeah, whatever. Jar.
Jug, whatever it is, it's beautiful.
And we're gonna put it right next to here.
Ah.
And we're gonna move it.
It's all about the placement.
It's all about the placement. Do we think this looks okay?
Yes.
Lauren Hughes Mickle says, "I love the rustic yet calming, beautiful feel of this so far."
That's true.
Oh,
It
wow,
really does
thank
have
you.
that.
Yeah, we have some love for this already.
Okay.
I like where this is going.
So again, I put 2 and 2. I'm gonna do 1 now.
Ooh.
This is a real game changer.
Okay, we're
we're
switching
ready
things
for the
up.
game changer.
So again, structure meets looseness. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to put this right here.
This is so pretty.
And then I'm gonna use some flowers.
We're gonna do a bouquet action.
Yeah, I always like to be cohesive with the flowers. Don't want to go like tropical when I have these warmer things going on. So why don't we?
And you could switch the flowers up with the season too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which would be fun.
Oh yeah, that's a great way to redecorate. We had questions
Easy
like
way
I
to
remember from a little
redecorate.
while ago. How do I redecorate for each season? I feel like that's a great way to do it. Is just
I'm-
change those up.
Totally making a mess.
That's okay.
Sorry, guys.
You're making it feel more like what my home actually looks like.
Facts. Those
So
are so pretty.
So again, it's structure of both. We have a tray and we're making it much looser with lots of flowers. I might change that up in a little bit to make it a little bit cleaner, but this is our placement.
But this is it for our
Yeah.
placeholder for now.
Yeah, there's a
Flip-flop 'em?
way. Why is this not in my favor? These flowers don't like me, do they? Okay.
Well, if we were at home, you would also have like scissors, so you could
Adjust them.
adjust
okay.
as
we're
needed.
gonna leave it like this.
Okay.
Okay, so
What's
we have
next?
a lot of like natural elements going on. I want to incorporate books because it is still a bookshelf.
Yes, it is.
Right.
And for everyone at home out there, you probably mostly want to use it for books.
Well,
So-
unless you're me, then you don't want to use it for books.
Right.
So now that I put these horizontal, I'm gonna do them vertical now. So you use a lot smaller books for this. Any size works. Really keep in mind to keep the colors as best you can within the.
Like a neutral.
Right. So you
It
don't.
is.
So you don't have to put all the books that you own. You can pick the ones that
Yes.
are
Look the best.
right, and then put the other ones on.
Yes. So
separate bookshelf.
I like to mix in both books with like sculptures and objects just because it makes it feel a little bit more put together. But again, if you really do read, good for you. You probably won't do this. So I'm gonna add this vase right here.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And then I'm gonna put books on the other side.
Okay. I see where we're going here. I see
like
a
this?
Marie Kondo hidden in there.
Oh, she would love this.
Yes, she would, I feel.
Okay, and the other thing I'd say is always put in size order.
Okay.
From
Always-
like biggest working to smallest.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I need an object for this.
What do we need?
Natalie, you pick.
Ooh,
Oh. We do have some actual bookends here.
I
it
was
looks like.
gonna say maybe one of these guys. Or
She's like, no.
No. Wait, what about this one?
Okay, I like that.
Is this a test?
Did I pass?
Is this a test?
That's doing good.
Did I do it?
I'm looking for someone.
Yay! I did it.
Okay, so we have this on each end, and now let's put something in the middle.
Yeah, it feels a little naked in the middle.
So I'm gonna do something simple here.
Oh.
And here we go.
Love it.
So, okay.
This is looking so beautiful.
I know,
just,
right?
I don't know if I can do this.
I have faith in you, Tasha.
Okay.
Think of it as Tetris. You're putting things in certain places,
Okay.
Yes.
and it has to fit perfectly.
Love that.
Okay, so last but not least, now that I got the books out of the way, I want to go back to natural elements that look pretty, but you're not going to use.
So probably something in this wood field then.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to use the wood, but again, I'm going to add a little bit of like natural elements. I'm a little short, so Natalie, you tall.
I'm cheating today.
Okay, so this is what I want to do.
Okay.
We have two are the same and one is different, right?
Okay, these are the same.
So I want to space them out evenly, and I want to put one on each end.
Flat side in or out?
So I want to see the
You want
rawness.
to see this side.
No,
Other
turn
side.
it. Yes.
Oh.
No, turn. Yes. Yes.
Ooh.
It is a test. This is 100%
I
a
just
test.
failed. It's fine. So then same this
Same.
way?
Okay.
Okay.
We kind of want to move it in a little. Okay. Even on each side.
Maybe.
Okay.
Tell me.
fair. Okay.
Okay.
So now let's put the different
This guy?
wood in the middle.
This way?
Whichever way you want. You pick now.
Ah!
I already told you what to do. Ooh. Okay. Well, now we just have to push it back a little. We got to make a camera ready.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just move it a little forward.
This way?
Yeah. Okay, and essentially we are done. We've added in books, natural elements, flowers.
So beautiful.
Vases.
Let's move this so they can get the whole
The full
picture
shebang.
here.
So pretty.
Wow.
Margaret Stern says, this is amazing, I needed some help. I mean, really, I didn't, like, when I go to do something like this, I don't think about mixing, like, natural elements and sculpture. Like, my brain doesn't go there naturally.
Right.
But once you see it all done, it's so beautiful.
This is giving me so many ideas. I have a black bookshelf at home, and now I think I want to paint it white.
Ooh.
Because this is just giving me so much inspiration.
It just looks so
White
clean.
is always the best because it's like it's a clear background, so anything looks good.
Yeah, that's
Black
true.
is awesome, but then you have to go like white, really light gray, really
Right.
light
You
have to know what you're
woods.
doing.
It has to pop.
Totally. That makes sense.
I feel
I
like
think I can do it.
I have faith in you, and I feel like I know what we're both going to do this weekend.
Yeah, oh, I absolutely know what I'm going to do this weekend.
We got a new project for
Yeah.
ourselves here.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Thank
sharing
you.
with us. This has been amazing.